switch to my phone or something. I asked the coach if he could keep them there a little bit longer, so we'll see.
And I have to join a class, Vedanta class, Melia.
We're on live now.
Oh,
We are live.
We are live. All right. Well,
yes.
good afternoon, good late afternoon, early evening. I don't know. The hours are meshing all together. But thank you so much again, you guys. Thank you for joining us and being part of today's program. We have done 2 thus far, and they've been great. I mean, I think it's been a lot of fun, and it's been a great opportunity to thank all our supporters and just to show our appreciation and our gratitude, and really just engage in some online celebration to the best that we can amidst the circumstances that we all find ourselves in.
I just can't wait for the dancing. I mean,
Exactly, right? Exactly. So now we wanted to just kind of have a conversation with 2 of our prolific past presidents of the council. Blah, blah, blah. It's about
we're so old now.
No. So we actually have with us Dr. Rini Ghosh from the Vedanta International Society Cultural Center, actually, which is from the Hindu faith. And we have Cantor Elon Davidson, which we had a lot of fun when we were on the board or you were on the board. I guess I was always part of it. And you are my president. So, and of course, our dean, our current president. So yeah, it's just, kind of catching up and seeing what you guys are doing and
Love it.
So, Sarah, you want to lead the discussion, the questions, and
Well, I kind of feel like, as the current president, it would be kind of fun to hear, what advice do you have for me? I should have asked at the beginning of my term, and I got to be the pandemic president, most unfortunately. But what pandemic advice do you guys have?
Ooh, that's a hard question.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say my greatest advice, I've done a great job with this, is always have a really good president-elect.
yeah, right? In fact, from our synagogue. So yes, she actually is fantastic.
So,
we're really.
No, I'm so happy that that you are the president, Sarah, and that Susan is your president-elect, and it really is an honor for Temple Bethel to actually have another future president in the pipeline for SCIC, because we've always had a strong commitment. But Rini, I'm going to pass it over to you. I want to hear your wisdom.
Oh, thank you, Ilan. I'm dying to give it anyway. But I was thinking Sarah should come back maybe after 1 year. She should come back again, because this is not her term. This pandemic is really hindering you, showing you in your full capacity.
I agree 100%. And I have a feeling Susan will agree 200%. So
let Susan be, and then after that, again, Sarah becomes the president-elect and
We'll
comes
just
back.
keep trading off.
Yeah, because Susan is so good too. So let's have her, and then let's bring in Sarah again. How about that?
I'm not going to say anything that's partisan, but I'm just saying that if presidents always get do-overs during, apocalypses, I mean, that could set an interesting precedent.
okay. We'll leave it there and we'll say, okay, so Susan it is. Let's go on.
Yes. Amen. But no, I think keeping the ship on course, and that's part of what you've been doing so well, and you've got such a great partner in Melia as the executive director, and you guys have been doing such a phenomenal job at keeping the ship on course, even in the most difficult of times. These are the times when organizations like SCIC are struggling so desperately, because you can't have all the events and stuff that you're accustomed to having to raise money. And the fact that you guys are so close to raising $15,000 just in this event right now, that is a blessing from God to this organization. It really is. And it really is a testament to your hard work and dedication. And so Yishar Koach, that you should know the strength that you are imbuing and that you are receiving. as a result of it. So obviously you are the right leader for the right time. And we've always said that about Amelia ever since she came on board. She has been the right leader for the right time since the day that we hired her, and I was there for that. And so was Rini. Rini and I were both there for that. It was a big time, and this partnership has been phenomenal. And we only want this organization to keep going from strength to strength. And so keep on that course, because you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
I ditto every word of Ilan's, and really, y'all are doing such a great job, and congratulations, because in such a short time, y'all raised 15,000. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
And somehow y'all are doing, every time I come in and I see something going on with SCIC, so I have to get in. So y'all are doing quite a lot of activities, too, events and all that on Zoom.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And believe me, when you start to get wary, this world needs SCIC more today than it ever did during Rini's and my presidencies. This world really needs interfaith conversation, inclusion, and participation. And it really, I mean, just know that you are guided by the right path, and that path is also keeping the ship steering straight, because this world needs organizations like South Coast Interfaith Council. This world needs it right now. People need to hear from their faith leaders, and they need to know that all of us are speaking with each other.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter our faith. What matters is that we are people of faith, and that we are all together in this.
I wanted to ask you both, what is your most memorable SCIC moment? Just one.
Well, Elon, was it when I lost my house keys and you and Arfan and Jody and I stayed after an event for like an hour and a half?
Oh my God, that was Amelia went to pray, and when she came back, she could not find her keys.
I couldn't find my keys. I was like, where are my keys? And Arfan gave that look, and Jody just like, Jody is Elon's wife, by the way. She just pulled me aside. She's like, not the time.
Like, let us help you. We'll get you out of this.
Yeah, we're like frantically, and both Jody and Elon were kind enough to stay after with us. And it took us some time, and everybody left, and the doors were just, it was literally the four of us. It was church, and we found it though. But yeah,
and we were ready to drive you guys home, if you recall.
No,
we were going to drive you guys home. It had gotten to the point where it was like, okay, we're not going to find them. We'll have to drive you home, and you'll have to get your second set of keys and come back tomorrow and hope the custodian finds them. But
so where were the keys?
I believe, if I recall, they were right where she was praying, actually. It was kind of like one of those just silly situations where it was like, retrace your steps, and there they were.
It was a long day. It was a long day.
It was a long day.
I don't know if
let's move on.
Counts as Milia's favorite Elon moment, or if this counts as Elon's favorite SCIC.
That's true.
That's true. Actually, I have to tell you that, I mean, so I probably go in the history books as having the shortest term as president-elect in the history of SCIC, because I was installed in May as president-elect, and I believe it was in June or early July that we heard that our president had been transferred by her church to another location, and I had to Sandy, exactly. And I had to step in and take over this job that I was convinced to take because after all, I would have a whole year of training in it, and Sandy was going to be a great teacher. And but you know what? Again, it came down to, first of all, knowing that we're doing the right thing, knowing that we're in this for all the right reasons, and knowing that I had an amazing partner in Milia. And so the next almost 2 years of my presidency ended up being the case, and it ended up really being such a blessing. So So now I see that Sandy's local again, I think, or local-ish.
Yeah,
She's-
yeah. She's in Pasadena. Yeah.
Pasadena.
I'm going to make a
Exactly.
bipartisan statement at this time. As a South Coast Interfaith Council, we think presidents should not exceed their term. Term limits are excellent.
Excuse me.
That's all I'm saying.
Amen. And let's move on.
Rini,
That's right.
what about your most memorable SCIC moment?
Oh, choosing Melia.
Oh,
Oh, you know, we were put on this nominating or
Yeah.
whatever search council. Ilan, were you on that too?
I was.
Yeah, remember? And we couldn't find, of course, Ginny's shoes were big, very big to fill.
That's
we
an
couldn't
understatement.
find, we couldn't find anybody that we liked. And it was nearing, we were finishing, we had to finish. And so we were praying and meditating, doing all kinds of things. Suddenly, this package comes in, huge package. And we look at it, end of the day, we are thinking, okay. And we find this with all kinds of things happening. And and this little girl from Harvard, we look at it and we say, how could she ever manage to do so many things? And we at once jumped on it. We called her in. And then she's called for an interview. And there walks Melia, little thing, Harvard girl, with a big, her usual smile. And the whole board, the whole searching team or whatever it was called, we were all taken in and we said, this is our person. So that has been our most memorable thing, I think.
Mm.
And from then on, it carries on.
Aw.
And remember, Ilan, SCIC, we used to be a small kind of a gathering.
Yeah.
Forgive my saying so. And now it's become so huge. It's unbelievable when we go for these events, really.
Mhm. It really has grown immensely.
Yeah.
so did Milia have to answer any questions? Was there an interview or she just
Yes,
walked in?
there was an interview. I walked in with like the whole board looking at me, and I'm like, what the heck?
She was sitting at the end
Yeah.
of the table
Yeah.
with this big long
Yeah.
tables of like almost the entire board. It was crazy.
And honest to God, I went in and I said, you know what? I was like, what are the chances? Truly, sincerely, I was like, what are the chances of me getting this job? I'm still in academia. Like, I haven't been in the real world. So I go in there and I'm just like, I smile a lot, you all know. And when I get nervous, I smile even more. So I must have been.
You were beaming.
That's the thing we remember.
So, and then I remember afterwards, our fun was he was just driving around. He was roaming around. And then we went to, isn't there a PF Chang's, right? Right at on Ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So we went there to eat and I got the phone call then. And I remember I was like, really? Like, because they're like, like offering the position. And I was like, no way. But there was,
We didn't want to waste any time. Let's get her. Right? She's
Exactly.
somewhere around.
Wait, you got the job offer right there?
She got it that same night. Yeah.
Yeah.
The board,
Wow.
she was our final interview. So the board voted at that time
Okay.
after
All
she
right.
left.
I have another one for you both. Now, you both live lives that are so wholly committed to service of others, service to the divine, engage in your communities, which is not easy because communities are full of people. People are complicated. How does the SCIC fit in or inspire or motivate your work? What does it mean to you today in the work that you still pursue?
You go first, Rini.
I'll give you the honor.
So what does the SCIC mean to you today?
So, I mean, I think that for me, I grew up with a strong sense of interfaith dialogue and how important that was. And, I grew up knowing that I mean, my congregation that I grew up in had an annual Thanksgiving celebration with the church that it started in, and whenever I was in Israel with my family, my father would make sure that he would take us to all the holy sites, not just the Jewish holy sites. And that was very important to him. And I would say to him, I'd say, but Dad, we're Jewish. Why do we have to go to the Mosque of Omar? Why are we going here? Which I wish we still could right now. and he would explain to me that, this is the Temple Mount and that it is shared. It is a shared space, and that this is one of the holiest spaces for Muslims in this world. And you should know how to respect Muslim holy spaces, and you should know how to enter them, and you should know how to leave them, and you should understand what it is to see them praying. And then he would take us from there. We would go to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, and in Jerusalem, and I would say, but Dad, can't we just go get a falafel? I mean, and he would say, no, you have to understand that this country and this city is holy for so many people. It's not just us. And and he was born in Israel in 1931, and he taught us this value that was so important. He taught our whole family this value of understanding your neighbors, and that the only way to understand them is to talk with them, is to have conversation with them, is to not judge, based upon their look or based upon their faith or whatever, but that we are all under God, every one of us, and we are all created B'Tselem Elohim, in the image of God, and so we must respect every single one of God's creations, every single person, whether we agree with their beliefs, whether we disagree with their beliefs, and if we disagree, we can have a conversation about why we disagree. But most of the time, and I'll tell you the other most important lesson I ever learned by watching my dad about interfaith work. My dad, every year without fail, would watch the midnight mass from St. Peter's Basilica. He would watch the Pope every single year for midnight mass for Christmas. And what would he do? He would recite all of the prayers that were part of the midnight mass in Hebrew, because so many of those prayers are based on Jewish prayer as well. They are shared prayers, and really to learn that has always been a guiding force in all that I do. So back coming to Temple Bethel 26 years ago now, and meeting Rabbi Lieb of blessed memory, who was one of the pioneers in creating the South Coast Interfaith Council from the South Coast Ecumenical Council, and he was actually supposed to become the next SCIC president when he retired, and he ended up moving away. It's kind of like Sandy. Okay. But when he moved away, of course, I got that call, which you couldn't say no to Ginny, no matter what, because no was not part of her vocabulary. And she sat me down and she said, well, Rabbi Lieb is gone, and we really need representation on our board from the temple. We want you. And it was an easy yes, because so much of my career, so much of my life, so much of what's inside of me has always been about interfaith work and working with my neighbors. And so it continues to be so. I'm part of the Faith Consortium that we created here in San Pedro. And it's a wonderful consortium that's working on homelessness and things like that here in San Pedro. And it's phenomenal. The work that I did with SCIC just keeps driving me. It drives me in my position with the County of Los Angeles too, on the Human Relations Commission. And all of that work, I had to laugh because we just got a new commissioner, and she made a statement that made our president and myself laugh because she obviously didn't know who's on the commission already when she made the statement. And she said, I'm just so happy. She works for the Archdiocese in LA. She says, I'm just so happy that we will have a voice of the faith communities here on the commission. And we just started laughing because she obviously didn't know who I was, and that's a big part of what I do, and even my relationship with the Archdiocese through Father Alexei and stuff like that. So we give people their time for stuff like that. It happens, and but it was a giggleable moment.
And that's the thing, right? This work really is all about relationships. And I think it's beautiful that your dad, planted that seed in your mind from a really young age. And that's impressive. I was in Singapore last year, and to graduate from high school there, you have to attend a house of worship from all 4 faith communities there,
Ooh,
which I think is really powerful.
that's awesome.
Yeah, imagine if our kids here had to do that. They would have so much more, literacy, religious literacy, and understanding of plurality. Rini, what about you, my friend?
Yeah, I was as you've all heard my story, my best friend was a Muslim, and I would always do Ramadan with her, but I wouldn't do the fasting. I would eat all the good food. I was always. Then one day she got mad and she told my mom that, oh, she doesn't fast, but she keeps us all waiting because the queen has to come and then only we can eat. But we've been fasting the whole day. Then my mom realized, she said, exactly, you eat the whole day, then you go and have their food. Now, if you eat their food, you have to do the fasting. So that became a rule that if you go for a Ramadan feast, you have to fast that day. So, and I've been keeping that all along. And I was telling Melia the other day when she was interviewing me for that, that this time it's been terrible because I don't know when to fast. So I'm just picking some days and fasting and pretending it's Ramadan. And eating good food, at the end of the day.
Rini, I still have like 3 fasts to make up. You are more than welcome.
Welcome.
Make them up for me.
Okay, give me the days really, because I'll have some kind of objective, some target to, fast. But our holy days are up now. September, October are our holy days when the Divine Mother comes down to earth. So we are doing a lot of fasting now. So we'll do it maybe in November, December. I'll do your fast.
I'll be fasting Sunday night, Monday. So if anybody wants to take on my fast, that's totally okay too.
No, don't put the whole thing on me.
These are good days to fast. The sun sets early.
Exactly.
That's true. That's true, yeah. Because you all have Ramadan in the longest time of the
it's slowly moving, but the days are still kind of long. So yes.
So, and I went to an Irish convent, so with Irish nuns, and I was in the choir, so we did midnight mass, and I got hungry. So, and I always wanted to taste those.
Communion?
Oh, communion wafers?
So I stood in line and I was determined to go. I closed my eyes and I knelt over there. But Monsignor knew me, of course, and said, my child, you can't have this unless you're baptized. So I was very sadly telling this story to Gwyn one day, Reverend Gwyn Gibbon, and she said, Rini, so I said, that has left me one desire I've never fulfilled in my life, to just taste that communion. She said, come to my mass any day and I'll give you one. But anyway, she even passed away, so my desire is still not fulfilled. But anyway, the same way, when Ginny came to me and, she called me up and she said, I want to meet you. I'm coming over to your house. So I said, okay. So I said, I didn't understand at that time, because at that time, India wasn't polarized this way. As I said, my best friend was a Muslim girl who was living next to me, and now she passed away because of cancer. So every time I feel so bad when I think of Tazeen. So I said, so what's there in interfaith? We are all interfaith. I went to a Christian school, Roman Catholic school, and my friends are all half Muslim, half Indian, half everything, Buddhist, Zoroastrians. We have a huge Zoroastrian community. So then Ginny explained to me that you just join and see what you get out of it. And it's so true that, I thought I knew everything about my religion, about everybody else's religion. I could, say Easter and Christmas and do everything and feel that I knew everything. But once I got into South Coast Interfaith Council, I started knowing more about my religion. That's so funny. I delved deep into it. And one day I remember the Jewish Women's League, they called me for a lecture and they said, I have to speak on justice in Hinduism. And, it was next day. So I was talking to my mom and I said, Mom, tomorrow justice in Hinduism. We don't have things like that. And my mom said, Rini, are you kidding me? our whole thing is based on cosmic justice. What is the theory of karma but cosmic justice? And I said, oh my God, my mom pretends to be old, but she has,
There's wisdom in there.
yeah. So South Coast Interfaith Council has given me a lot of things. And the main thing that I've gone deep into my culture and into my faith and into the faith of others. And I really enjoy that. And as you can see, I'm always there for interfaith cafes and 101s. And thanks, Elon, for giving us that for the interfaith cafes, giving us the award.
Oh
Remember?
yeah,
course.
Remember?
the LA Commission. Yes, thank you. Human
Right.
Rights Commission. Yes, last year.
You both are such gems in your communities and in our SCIC orbit. We are so grateful to have you. And as Milia always reminds you, you can never get away from us. We will find you wherever you're hiding or taking a break. We will be there in your, and you will always be in our hearts. We're so grateful. And I want to ask just one question. This question is from Milia, actually.
Oh.
Milia, okay. So,
no.
who is your favorite SCIC president of all time? No pressure, please.
I know the answer. It's Moira Fox. It's Moira.
Yes, I miss Moira. I asked Moira to come, but she's been so inundated as well, and she's actually on a little time away, and so she couldn't join us.
Good for her.
Yeah, I know. I was actually
Needs it,
jealous. I
yeah.
said, take that time. Let us not interrupt that. But
But that means that there's a position open for favorite president. That's what I'm hearing.
there you go. Of course, absolutely.
I will say that whenever any of you decide to reinstate the Sage Council,
I need to do that.
it's I know that I'm speaking for Rini and myself, but I think I can speak for many of us that we would be there in a moment to just provide support and guidance and help see what the next point in SCIC's history might look like. You never know.
It's important, and that's stuff. And I think one of the reasons we kind of had to stop is everybody's so busy, and we were realizing people couldn't make the meetings and things like that. But this pandemic, it's it's a mixed blessing, right? Because yes, we miss being together. There's so many things, but at the same time, it really facilitates us to have meetings and conversations more easily in the sense that it's virtual. So
Absolutely.
I think it's a really great time to that'll be on my to-dos as we move forward. So I think we should have a Sage meeting before the end of the year and just kind of recap this year and see where we go next year. So much of it also depends on just everything.
Have some fun now with our sagacious company here. That's a word, right?
Sure.
Quick. It's been a while since I've been in grad school. It's like
I was going to say, ask the Harvard grad.
It's a word. We're going to go with it's a word. So we have a dance, I believe, to share, and we have a giveaway.
Cheryl, make yourself present, please. Let's see your beautiful
Share
face.
with us.
Hello.
Hey, Cheryl.
Hi. So we're going to have our third dino dance. Rini and Elon, just in case you weren't aware, my family and I are obsessed with my dinosaur costumes, or at least I'm obsessed with wearing dinosaur costumes. So any chance I have to wear them. So we use the excuse of today being an SCIC day and dedicated to multicultural experiences. We made dances in our dinosaur costumes for each for various cultural dances. So right now we're going to enjoy, this is a Russian folk dance. So
Hilarious, yes.
Oh, I can't wait.
let's see, where is it?
Okay, and the gig goes that after she plays it, Rini and Elon have to repeat it.
But would they know? They know. So get ready, guys.
I've got my little,
Quick, but that's okay.
my little Tyrannosaurus Rex hands going.
All right, here we go.
Yay! That was amazing. That is that. Did you see that twirl? Did you see that
I-
twirl? That is not
Yeah,
easy.
that was really good.
My goodness, kudos to you. Oh,
That was a good
my.
twirl.
That is. Thank you, Cheryl. And our president is being like mobile. Please don't talk while you're driving. Be careful.
Exactly.
But yes. And Cheryl, do you want to share who is going to get our little gift or gratitude?
Yes. So of our supporters, we randomly selected one, and I think Milia, since this one is from Chino Hills, you may know her.
Oh,
Noreen Nohinunda.
Mohideen, yeah. Oh my. Okay, you know what? Now I'm starting to feel bad. First, my cousin got one, and now this is my sister-in-law. So I'm like,
Oh no!
Oh, Amelia.
completely random. Completely random.
That's awesome.
Random
That's
pick
awesome.
generator, so it is random. But Amelia, you have been so great in having so many supporters of our cause. So
Karma again, Amelia.
It's karma, exactly.
Well, what did Noreen get, Cheryl?
she got a $50 gift certificate to the Cheesecake Factory.
Nice.
Wow.
Excellent.
I will tell her that.
Gift thanks for you. Get your sister-in-law to take you out. Okay.
Exactly. No, thank you. Yay, that's awesome. I think now so let's just out of respect, I know it's close to dinner time and we want to respect that because we've been taking people's time all day, but I want to thank you both so much and for being here and for all, not just being with us virtually, but always being with us. You know, I know that, I'm blessed in the sense that I have a lot of people in my phone and I'm equally blessed that when I text those people, they text me back. So thank you for that. That's actually something that's a great honor. And so I hope that, I know both of you are past presidents, but as Sarah, joked about it, but I truly believe once you enter the family of SCIC, it is my hope. It is my hope and it is my prayer that no one ever leaves that family. So,
Yep.
And that's how I look at everyone. So we're grateful that you're always with us and we appreciate that and your wisdom and your insights and just having this time with us. And I think Cheryl, we've doing really great, which is awesome. We've actually reached our $15,000 goal.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, you know what they say, Sarah, please be careful, drive hands on both. What is it, 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock? It's been so long, I don't know.
I think it's 2 o'clock and 10 o'clock, but
I think your car can drive herself, but please don't try
that's
that.
true.
So, but I do want to remind you guys, so right now, Long Beach Gives also has prizes that they give nonprofits for exerting our efforts and things like that. So we are right now still in the top 10, but we're on number 10. So we really want to stay there. So we would be so grateful if you please continue to, donate to us and support us. And know that your donation truly helps us to be alive and to continue the programs that we do. So we're so grateful and we ask you that you please continue to support us. And Cheryl, do you want to tell us a little bit about what's our next program? And then
We're calling
Cheryl, I think do you want to turn your volume up or there's
Yeah, your microphone suddenly got very weak.
Yeah.
Oh, now it's off.
No, it's off. I'll tell them, Cheryl, no problem. So the next program we have is with the Art of Faith, which is, let me just double check to make sure I'm giving you the right timing. It is on
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Might as well just stay on, guys.
6:30? 6:30.
6:30.
Sorry.
Okay, 6:30. We'll be at 6:30, and we have music, we have poetry, we have music from the Jewish faith, the Muslim faith, we have poetry reading, we have kids singing, we have a sitar playing. So all kinds of great stuff. And it's just really to kind of share the talent that we have in our community and show our appreciation again to everyone for supporting us. So that's at 6:30. And then the last program of the day is at 9 o'clock. Yes, okay. At 9 o'clock. And that program, we're really just going to conclude with prayer. Like I said, kind of true to who we are as an interfaith council. I have a bunch of faith leaders that are coming together, and they're going to share prayers of unity from their various faith traditions. So thank you for being with us for the 3 programs thus far. And we have 2 to go, and we hope that you please continue your support and share our page so that we can continue to benefit from this great initiative. And Zara, do you have any parting words? I see you're not driving, so you may talk.
It's just really struck right now, especially since the pandemic, there's been days where it's hard to find something to look forward to. And the fact that, a Christian, a Jew, 2 Muslims and a Hindu can sit together and truly be in love with one another and be committed to these relationships is so inspiring and just gives me so much hope. Anything is possible. We just have to be brave enough to dream it, and then we have to commit ourselves, right? There's always that little hump of getting over our own discomforts. Yeah. But once you get yourself to do that, there is such beauty and joy to be found. So I'm really grateful to have each and every one of you here with us. As we've said, the term is only 1 year, Elon, but the friendship is forever. So thank you all so much. Enjoy the rest of your evenings. Feel free to join us back at 6:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good
Fantastic.
evening, everyone. Thank
Good evening,
you.
everyone.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Everybody make your donations and don't forget to vote.
Yes. Thank you, Elon. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. See you in a bit.